Today we have a truly special guest, someone who once walked these very halls just like us, a civil engineering graduate from class of 2022. He went on to crack the toughest tech giants in the world. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Hardik Agarwal Baya. So when did you decide you want to become a software developer? Was it before joining civil engineering or was it in between somewhere?
Day after. Basically, what happens, again, one of my college seniors gave me a good advice that because you are in IIT, Indian Institute of Technology, you have, I understand in college life, you have multiple tracks. It's not just all about studying and career, but okay. But generally, if you are not very sure about your career, that okay, this is
Hmm.
the exact thing I'm going to do, you should always have one track where you're developing where skills for anything technical. I'm not talking about IT. Your civil engineering people in our batches made great things. They made a boat. I don't know how. It's an actual boat which can carry two people and which floated in a like a very high velocity and such. So, but so that was the advice and continue developing anything technical. So I tried on different things. I stumbled on web development. I stumbled on competitive programming. You might know as data structure and algorithms. So that's the thing I stuck with. I found it interesting. And when I was confused ultimately around, I'll say mid third year, that was when I was at least in a position to say, okay, this is something which I have little knowledge about and I can maybe pursue it. So I started pursuing that. So I will not say it is something you have to commit to right now. Like, okay, I have come to college, I have to start now. But yeah, you cannot stop in terms of you cannot rethink when the time comes, when the first company registers for internship or when the first CAT exam date is announced, I'll then start figuring out that might be a little problematic. So again, I think you must have heard this advice from your seniors as well. That keep exploring.
Tell us what you did from like the first semester to the eighth semester, like in programming, like step by step.
So first year I was mostly working on the uh, cultural side of things actually. So yeah, I was not very serious. I didn't realize that okay, you might have to think of your career as well. I didn't first semester. If I remember, I didn't learn much, which
Hmm.
should not be the case. If you look at, you might know that I was a very, in terms of marks, I was a very low student. But I cannot stress that enough. That is not something to be inspired by. So second semester, I now started looking into different things. Again, looked into a little bit into web development and I made like a Hello World project, some things like that. I saw okay, this is the like JavaScript is what I started with. This is other stuff, and it was mostly like I was just watching and memorizing whatever I can, which is a very wrong approach. From third year, I started programming. I was getting good at it, so started with just this thought. Okay, this is something which I'm developing, which is something I found it interesting, and I tried to do some civil stuff. Again, I was not good at it, but kind of some companies do expect you to have some experience in some kind of development. So
Hmm.
I tried my hands there. I made some individual projects mostly. I tried to get my hands on if I can work with a group. I did also, but yeah, not as much as I would have liked. And then COVID happened, and then I mostly stick here that I was doing competitive programming. I was doing some development on side, and I made some stuff. I deployed some stuff, but yeah, and then again, this is something which you might be encountering in third year that you will realize you have to study some CS course as well, like object oriented programming, databases, networking, operating systems.
Operating.
So these are the four things. These are called CS fundamentals. So generally, you have to, if you're sure, okay, I have to sit in placements. Generally, these are the things you have to study.
So, how did you balance your coursework and competitive programming together? Because
Well,
I saw you were 2000 rated,
yeah.
so it must have taken a lot of effort there.
Yeah. So about balancing, I did it very poorly. As I said, my like the core courses that were struggling, and I would again highly suggest please balance it. I cannot
Okay.
stress that enough because people warned me enough. I didn't listen. very bad. Never get motivated by this.
Hmm.
That, okay, you should be okay with low marks, and you will be able to navigate. It's again, it's possible, but why take the more difficult route? That's my point.
Hmm.
And again, it opens doors for you. Maybe some I was lucky enough that I realized a little early. So about balancing, I would say ki, at least by second year, try to minimize the things you are doing. At the start of second year, you should try to say that
Hmm.
these are the three things I'm doing as of now. I'm saying
Hmm.
things at a time. This can change
Okay. Okay.
for a reason. Not like, okay, I'm very casual about three things you should be serious about apart from
Hmm.
your studies.
How did you get over the non-CS barrier? Like,
You have to accept that there is preference over you, be it mostly CS and electrical people.
hmm.
I had a couple of barriers, which was the branch one, the CGPA, and that I didn't have experience. These are the three things which I felt ki I was lacking. I was, you know, I was not able to show myself because of three things which I'm below others.
Hmm.
So CS barrier, you can't do anything. You have
Hmm.
to accept that it will be more difficult for you. You will have less opportunities. The branch barrier, you cannot do anything. Marks
Hmm.
barrier, as much as you can get. Experience here, again, it's kind of repetitive that because you are from CS, you'll get an internship.
Hmm.
That's comparatively easier. It's not like they have everything on their hand, but comparatively easier. So you have opportunities, maybe not that. Sometimes you may think it's not that glamorous, or but it doesn't matter. Everything is
Hmm.
experience, and generally companies want to know have you got the knowledge to work in a project? As I said, do you have some idea between a programmer and a developer? Things like that.
Hmm.
So when you deploy, you learn some things. When you work with a team, you learn some things. So try to work in a group as much as you can,
Hmm.
or a committee, be it under a professor. If it's a corporate experience, I think that is generally preferable because again, ultimately you are going to corporate. Work on as many as project which can go live and
Hmm.
you are working in groups.
Okay.
And it's always better if the more experience, the more better the group you add. It's better because you learn from other developers. So if you are
Hmm.
working with good developers, good. If you are working with mediocre developers, fine. Different experience. For me, what worked is that I was good in competitive program. I was decent there. I used to get every competition. I used to just, and I found it very interesting as well. So that helped. So that was something which helped me that okay, this guy has potential because of these things. So if you think again, don't be very hardcore about it, but yeah, think about that. You have to make a resume.
Hmm.
Your interview is your resume as well. So just think that okay, what are the pointers I can see? So let's say some people what they do is they learn just the theory. Okay, I've learned JavaScript, I've learned React, I've learned Node.js. That pointer is not valid in your resume, right? I learned it. What does that mean? So many
Hmm.
people know so many things. But if you write, okay, I have made this thing and I've used this technology, that's effective. I do competitive programming, it does not mean anything. I've solved 1,000 problems. These are my ratings on a platform. It's a tangible thing which the recruiter can measure.
I would like to know if pursuing, let's say, a BSc degree from IIT Patna in CS would
Yeah.
help overcome that, CS barrier.
Might be, might be. So it depends on the company and the recruiter as well because see they have so many applicants. They don't look at your resume more than I think there's research also, but something goes like nobody looks at your resume for more than 4 seconds.
Hmm.
So it's up to the recruiter what are they seeing. Some go directly to the experience section, some go to the brand section. So it can help. I do think if you are willing to put that much time, you can do it. There are other ways as well. So if you are okay with investing time there, you can. But again, a degree, I do not think it will solve everything. Some of the things you have to learn on your own. It can mitigate some barriers, it can open new doors, but that cannot be a singular thing that I'll do this and I'll be good to go.
I want to ask how to deal with FOMO. Like if I am doing something in the tech field and see someone else doing something else, how can I control myself from jumping to that path because I know it wouldn't be beneficial? For my case, I started web development, but when I see someone doing AI/ML, I feel the same pressure.
Alright. So yeah, see, you're looking everywhere, you're bound to be confused.
Hmm.
Have some faith in yourself that what I'm doing is okay. And just think about from a pure logical perspective that if you have started something, there's a better probability that you'll get to a certain level of expertise there than starting a new thing altogether. So it's a overhead. Is the overhead worth it? That you have to calculate. What others are doing is not a variable. The variable is it
Mhm.
beneficial to me? Do I have the particular skills to learn it faster? And the social thing is, can I get something? Can I get a product out of it? I think these are the main variables. So yeah, others are doing, you are feeling pressure. Good. Congratulations. You're serious. It's good.
So, since you talked about interview, uh, could you tell us how to actually prepare for interviews? Because we hear a lot of things about interviews, a lot of tricky questions, riddles, and all those things on internet.
It's not like you and what you should understand that interviews, interviewer is not a job. I take interviews. I am an interviewer. I do. So the company is investing some amount of employee time on you.
Mm.
So they see some potential. So uh, interviews are just to check if you are up to the standard. It is
Mm.
not a conversation in which the person in front of you is trying to reject you. Go with that mentality. And I'm not talking in terms of you should have a positive attitude. This is
Mm.
from a personal experience. The interviewer wants, just assume that the interviewer want to go the interview well. They just cannot blatantly help you. They will even give you some clues and stuff given on their mood. Don't take interview as something which is some evil person against you. It's a conversation. It's a technical conversation. The skill you have to learn is that again, coming back to that code programmer or engineer, that you are solving something and you are able to solve that. You are able to explain that solution.
Yeah, I was only asking that how did you get your first internship and how many internships did you do during college days?
Okay. I got my first internship because my friend was working there. It was a startup thing. So they listened to their employee that okay, this person is also there. I know him. Can you get him? So my friend actually got me my first internship. But yeah, that was I think my only serious internship experience. And I do feel it helped because once I got that internship in my resume,
Mm.
there was a shift in like a recruiter's perspective, in an interviewer's perspective. So if you can get something, it will be very good. And by internship can be anything here. I mean, again, I said I think corporate internships are the most preferable. If you work under a professor to make something, that is also appreciated.
But yeah, what is your opinion on masters and higher studies?
I would generally say if you have interest in that particular thing. Again, I can again give you a list of people from Simulu who are doing that. I can make you work hard, yeah. There are so many people like that. But yeah, generally, if you are very interested in stuff, you should pursue it. Generally, some people do masters as well. That okay, I didn't have a good opportunity in my BTech. I'll try to give masters in my preferred college, preferred branch.
Hmm.
I again, it's a very personal thing. I would personally tell you to work hard now, get a job, maybe something a little below your liking, and the 2 years you are going in mechanical, get the industry experience and try to switch to that company or to a better company. To that company, first of all, I mean a better company. I wanted to get this point across. Never ever prepare for a single company. You can
Hmm.
have preferences that I want a company with higher pay. I'm okay with higher workload. I want a company with a little lower pay, but I want some time to myself. Those can be your preferences. Never prepare for a single company. So yeah, that's my very personal opinion, very subjective opinion.
Thank you so much, Hardik Bhaiya, for taking time to guide us today. It was truly inspiring, and we learned a lot from you today. Thank you to the audience for joining us. Hope this session gave you some prerna.